I'll just do something unscripted because he never gets sung about, this geezer. But, you know, so we've all been here for 4 years doing this. And there's a bloke who's done the sound for all 4 years. So I just want to give it up to Rick. What a dude. Things have been a lot more hairy and scary usually, so this is an easy gig for Rick. Okay, so can you imagine if, you know, against all expectations, it works out. And 2080, we're all here and doing all right, okay? That's going to take a lot of work to get to that, but imagine that happens in 2080 and your lovely little daughter goes to a history lesson, yeah? And they're studying this period in history. And you open the chapter in the history book and it's the chapter of shame. And they're going, you what? They knew that it was going to do this and they just kept burning it. They knew that millions were going to be displaced and millions are going to die and they didn't. What were you all thinking of? And then, right, you turn over so as a 15-year-old, you're going, well, how did they make decisions in those days, right? And then they have a little bit of footage of, you know, your average day in the Houses of Parliament, right? Loads of, you know, ancient sort of furnishings, mostly stolen from the global south. And then on this side and this side, just elderly, generally privileged people braying at each other, scoring points. Going, oh, you know, it's a bit like the Fields of Eton. And again, imagine being a 15-year-old going, what were you thinking of? That's what this is about, right? That's what the third demand was with XR. You know, we're all going, yeah, act now, okay? And, you know, that makes complete sense, all right? Tell the truth. That makes complete sense. And then the third one. What is that? What is citizen simply? But I'm telling you, that was the most visionary one. Because if you're going to deal with the climate crisis, you'll get nowhere until we deal with the crisis in democracy, the crisis in governance, the way decisions are made. It's embarrassing, to put it mildly. So I'm going to speak to you from I'm I'm 58, born in Bromley. I'm just an old middle-class punk, right? And I'm not particularly brainy. I'm very mouthy, but I'm not particularly brainy, right? But I got locked into a gang of pioneers. I really going to relish telling you this. Everyone okay, by the way? Yeah, good. 'Cause you've had loads of people talking at you all day. Thank God for the band. But I'm going to speak to you from the edges of what's possible. Because one of the things I've realised that's keeping us back from change is our imagination of what's possible. Okay, we're so stuck in this particular paradigm that you can't see outside of it. So I'm going to speak to you, dare I say it, from outside the paradigm. I've seen it, and I'm going to testify. So in 2021, some extremely brave and tenacious pioneers in the world of citizens' assemblies and sortition, and I had the honour of working with them and supporting them, they did the world's first ever global citizens' assembly, chosen by sortition. 100 people, a snapshot of the human family, and they were 100 people chosen by lottery. People walked up to them in the street. The points on the map were done by a random algorithm. And so when they all came together, 68 hours on Zoom over 11 weeks, okay, 10% of them, no formal education. 70% of them living on $10 or less a day. 50% identifying as female. 13% white. 18% Chinese. 17% Indian. It was the human family coming together, not the leaders, not the people put on a bloody pedestal, but people who were stopped while walking down the road in Chiang Mai. A forester from Chiang Mai, Chom, he goes down every couple of months to get his food from Chiang Mai, and this student came up to him, and Chom's never had any education. Student comes up to him and says, would you do this thing called Global Assembly? You'll get a little bit of money, and we'll look after you. And Chom says yes. The next thing is, Chom is in these breakout rooms with a goat herder from Socotra, an island off Yemen, with a yoga teacher from Italy who used to be in Yugoslavia, who started the meeting by saying, I am a refugee. I come from a country that doesn't exist anymore, so I know what will happen. So you're Chom, you've got a goat herder from Socotra, you've got a yoga teacher originally from Yugoslavia, and then you've got a young farmer from the Congo and an elderly rural worker from Kerala. And they all fell in love with each other. And I want to share something beautiful with you folks, because I wept. So I was an observer watching these things, these breakout rooms, right? On Zoom, translators, note takers, facilitators, okay? 68 hours spread out over 11 weeks. So I was an observer. So the screen was off and the microphone was turned off. Thank God for that, because I wept, because we're beautiful and we've nearly forgotten it. We're absolutely full of love and compassion, a willingness to cooperate, a desire for all our children, for generations and generations to live in peace. We are all on that page. And that's who the human family is, and we've nearly forgotten. We've nearly forgotten. And something dawned on me the other day. I was looking at one of these meetings, and how did we get so lucky that through lottery, through chance, we got these extremely beautiful examples of humanity? And then I realized it's not luck, it's who we are. It's who we are. This is who we are. We can do so much better than this. That's you know, I'm not political. I'm not studying any politics or anything, right? But I'm telling you now, the word that describes this time in history is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, because we do so much better. Every single ordinary person, given the dignity of being taken seriously, given the information about the issue, they make decisions that have the well-being of us in the heart. Not decisions about scoring a bloody point or obeying what a lobbyist has said. No, that's all going to go. That's the chapter of shame. And this movement is the first movement that's pushing that forward. Are you with me? Yeah. Right on! Keep it lit, ladies and gentlemen. Of yourselves. Be proud of yourselves. Okay. All right. I'm now going to introduce the next person. I started crying then. I don't know if you noticed, but it's always a good sign. Did anyone out there get emotional? Well, it's the truth. We are beautiful. It's the truth, all right? I'm not a bloody hippie. Okay, the legend, Nick Dearden from Global Justice Now, one of the huge alliance of groups that have come together. Please welcome Nick Dearden, and stay beautiful, keep it lit.